Again, good evening and welcome to Edu Skills, OET Made Easy. Our mission is to make you fall in love with OET. If you're watching this on YouTube, kindly consider subscribing to the channel, give us a thumbs up if you like our work, and share to your contacts so that we reach out to maximum number of OET aspirants, especially those who are financially struggling to crack OET. All the services at Edu Skills International are free of cost, no payments. And if you need the recordings of the previous sessions, please find in the description. And also to join the platform, you can find the details, links in the description below. And today we are going to look into reading part C. Okay, keep smiling. So OET 2.0 Occupational English Test, subtest reading part C, the beautiful test. And the first question I'm going to take because more than a couple of people, maybe a dozen or more people have sent me saying there are some doubts regarding this particular question. It was from the platform which was being discussed and a lot of confusion. So I thought of clarifying it. And in that particular text, the strategies and tips that we are going to highlight are topic sentence based question, elimination of quite opposites, synonyms, scale, ignore the subject complements, classification text, cause and effect language. This doesn't mean you have to search for all these strategies. You can just go with one or two strategies. I'll make the system read, listen and read the script, okay, as you listen. Just listen and read. This also listening practice for you. At the same time, try to understand or identify some of the strategies or the answer.
7. According to paragraph 1, hemochromatosis occurs due to A. An excess of iron in the blood, B. A decrease in the quantity of iron in the blood, C. A genetic disorder, D. Alcoholism. Text 1. All about hemochromatosis. Hemochromatosis is the most common form of iron overload disease. Primary hemochromatosis, also called hereditary hemochromatosis, is an inherited disease. Secondary hemochromatosis is caused by anemia, alcoholism, and other disorders. Juvenile hemochromatosis and neonatal hemochromatosis are two additional forms of the disease. Juvenile hemochromatosis leads to severe iron overload and liver and heart disease in adolescents and young adults between the ages of 15 and 30. The neonatal form causes rapid iron build-up in a baby's liver that can lead to death.
Okay, now come on, those who are not beginners, please unmute and interact. Let me know if you identify something. What are the things here in the question statement?
Due to father.
Due to tells you that you have to find out a reason.
And excess
Cause
of
or reason.
iron in the blood.
Decrease.
Excess overload, synonyms.
Overload.
Second, yeah. Then excess and here decrease. What does it mean?
Decrease. Next is
Opposite.
Opposite. So what happens as per the elimination principles?
One and D we eliminate.
Two other we can eliminate.
Other two we can eliminate.
Other two are immediately eliminated. So you have only two. Now we have to find out between the two. 50%
A
eliminated.
father.
Is answer.
And this is
Overload and excess.
This is based on the topic sentence. This is known as topic sentence based question.
Yes.
Okay. Overload is the synonym we said.
Overload and excess. Excess and overload.
And this you said there are doubts because the key was wrong. He was saying B. Once you know the strategies, you need not bother about the keys. You can correct the keys. There are so many material which are not very authentic. The answer options are wrong in the key. So here there is no doubt because you know these are the strategies to be used here. Here, if you want to know, this also rest of the thing speaks about primary hemochromatosis. Yes. Then secondary. Then you have juvenile. Then you have the neonatal. Yes. So 4 types. That's why I said this is classification test, cause and effect language. So due to cells, cause and effect language. So you need not read anything. Here itself, you can eliminate 2 when there are 2 opposites. Elimination method says other 2 will be eliminated. And you have to choose between one of those 2. And you know, this is a topic sentence based question immediately. First sentence itself speaks about the answer. You know, an excess of iron in the blood. And you have something here. What is this?
Most.
What is that?
Scale.
Yeah, scale, which means you will have answer somewhere there around it. Then again, you have one more scale here. Common. 2 scales together. So definitely, you know, answer must be there itself. Okay? Overload, disease.
Overload is the synonym of excess.
Yeah, that's what I said. All these, see, one small text, but you have this is a topic sentence based question. You can use elimination strategy because there are quite opposites. When there are two quite opposites options, the other two will be immediately eliminated, 50% elimination. Then you have synonyms as you have overload and excess.
Overload.
And overload and excess. And you have scale, most, common. Ignore the subject complements, classification text. I have told you primary, secondary, third, fourth. Then cause and effect language. Due to says it's a cause and language. Ignore the subject complements. If you want also called, this is additional information given. If at all you have to read the text, you can ignore these things because that comes in between commas are possible explanations. Is that clear?
Yes, Father.
So such a beautiful. Now, next one, very beautiful one, reading for emotions. I'm going to teach you something else. Okay. Reading for gist and emotions. Do you know how to read emotion? Let's check. See, reading for emotions. 4 emotions are given here. Annoyed, concerned, surprised, frustrated. Emotional expressions. Now, OET is difficult. Can you just identify which emotion is expressed here? When I say OET is really difficult.
Frustrated.
Yeah, frustrated. Okay. Then I say, despite of hard work, there is no real progress in my score or in their scores. Is it surprised?
Annoyed.
When are you surprised? When you have A plus 500 out of 500, you will be surprised.
It's yes.
Annoyed. Further.
Is it annoyed? Annoyed means you get irritated. See that one. Despite of hard work, there is no real progress in the scores.
Frustrated.
Frustrated. Yes, despite I studied a lot, and I studied more than a year now, but still I am not able to crack OET. Is it surprise? No. Is it concern? It's frustration. No? It's frustration. We feel helpless that we are not able to make all OET aspirants successful. We really feel helpless. We really wanted to.
Frustrated.
We feel helpless. We all feel helpless means I am telling you that I'm not going to conduct any more sessions because you are not passing. Why should I waste my time? Frustrated. Yeah, that doesn't show my concern. It shows my frustration. If OET aspirants follow the EduSkills guidelines, all can crack OET. Does it mean that you are following or not following? What is the meaning? You are following the instructions or you are not following the instructions? Guidelines. Not following means I am really concerned.
Frustrated.
I am frustrated because you are not following the guidelines. I'm giving you so many strategies, so many tips, so many ways to practice, but you are not following it. I'm not concerned. I want to give up. I don't want to teach you. I am frustrated, right? Don't take it seriously, okay? So examples, frustration. OET is difficult. Again, frustration. Again, frustration. Again, frustration. Cool. Let's move to the text. You'll again listen, okay? This is a tribute to Arya, since Arya is moving away from us. Just listen and read. This is also a listening practice.
15. In the following paragraph, it's suggested that Ms. Anand feels annoyed that a few OET aspirants are not interested in scoring good grades. Be concerned that the guidelines by EduSkills may prove ineffective. C. Surprised that so little is done by EduSkills to improve the scores of the OET aspirants. D. Frustrated by the lack of consistent guided practice by the OET aspirants. As an admin of EduSkills International, Ms. I. Anand knows how difficult OET can be. Many OET aspirants started their training in 2022, but despite more than 15 months of hard work, including trainings from various institutes, there are still no real progress in their scores. As I says, we've commendable success rates in the past years. Why can't we move that success to all OET aspirants? She's referring to numerous successful OET aspirants who are already settled in various European countries. However, if the OET aspirants follow the guidelines by EduSkills, especially those who are enrolled in the new OET batch 2023, could make their way to their dream country happen.
Okay, now what are the heading words in the question?
Suggest.
Suggest. Okay, suggest.
Feeling.
Okay, suggest.
Feels.
Means emotion, right? Feeling. Okay, now what are the heading words? Concept-based heading words in the option?
Annoyed.
Annoyed,
Concerned.
concerned,
Surprised.
surprised,
Frustrated.
frustrated. There are a couple of questions in this way, okay, in every text. This is created by me. This is not from any material. Give you an idea.
It was happened every day to us, Father.
Okay. Now, any idea about the answer?
Answer will be after the contrast word. However,
However, okay, however,
so the answer will be D.
D answer. D.
so it aspirants follow the guidelines. Yeah, which means they are not following the guidelines, right? Answer should be D.
D.
Cool. Now again, before there is one more. Yeah, but that's also a contrast word, right?
Yes, Father.
Do you have a clue there? What is this? Despite more than 15,000 real progress in their scores, what type of sentence is it? Simple, compound, complex? What complex sentence? If it is a complex sentence, normally answer will be
Dependent class.
independent clause.
Independent class.
Answer must be in the independent clause. There
Dependent-
could be some
Main clause.
exceptions are possible, but normally, so what is the independent clause here?
There are still no
real progress.
No real progress.
There are still no real progress. We are struggling so much. We are giving so many sessions, providing material, teaching them every strategy. Still no real progress in their scores. What does it show?
Frustrated.
Frustrated. Again, at the end, however, after both the contrast words, there is answer. Okay. Whatever you said in the first is also correct. But even before that, there is a complex sentence, and in the independent clause, not in the dependent clause, in the independent clause, there is the answer. Is that clear?
Yes, Father.
We'll check out. You see, here you can eliminate this one. But despite more than 15, you can eliminate the independent clause, which is not required between commas. This comma and this comma. So the answer you will get directly. Eliminate here also, however, see, EduSkills, especially those who are enrolled in the new OET batch 2023, you can eliminate whatever comes between these commas, complements. That's not required. The meaning is complete without that portion of the sentence. For example, however, if the OET aspirants follow the guidelines by EduSkills, could make their way to their dream country happen. See here. Now, the first portion, as an admin of EduSkills International, Mr. Arya Anand knows how difficult OET can be. With that means OET is difficult, right? Second sentence that says, despite of hard work, there is no real progress in their sports. Again, frustration. And third sentence says, we feel helpless that we are not able to make all OET aspirants successful. Again, frustration. And the last one says, if OET aspirants follow the EduSkills guidelines, all can crack OET. Frustration. As of now, OET aspirants are not following EduSkills guidelines. See, this is also known as the gist of the paragraph. The whole taste, color, texture is frustration. Though you have the answer from the contrast word from the other strategy, you can also understand from the gist, the whole text, every sentence speaks about frustration.
Yes, Father.
Yes, Father.
Okay, this is known as reading for emotions. You have this type of question in almost every reading question paper.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, answer is last part after the however, you have however, then you have this one. However, you have before that also, but despite more than 15 months of hard work, there is a contrast word. So you have first a reference there for the answer, second reference here in this green line. Both says the same. Okay, that is great. Let's look into another one. Yeah, listen and read the script and the screen.
15. In the first paragraph, it's suggested that Dr. Longo feels annoyed that certain Alzheimer's treatments are not approved for human use. Be concerned that the Alzheimer's drug LM11A31 may prove ineffective. XC surprised that so little is still known about what causes Alzheimer's. D frustrated by the lack of progress towards treating Alzheimer's. As chairman of the Department of Neurology and Neurological Sciences at Stanford University School of Medicine, Dr. Frank Longo knows how destructive Alzheimer's can be. The disease was discovered in 1906, but despite more than a century of research, including the testing of over 200 new drugs in the past 2 decades, there are still no real treatments. As Longo says, we've cured Alzheimer's in mice many times. Why can't we move that success to people? He's referring to numerous promising compounds that have eliminated the amyloid plaques associated with Alzheimer's in animals. However, if ongoing trials continue to go the way he hopes, his new drug, called LM11A31, could be a critical part of finally making that happen.
So in the question stem, what are the heading words?
Suggest.
Suggestion, then feels, emotion, one more, the name.
Name.
If there is a name, immediately you
I-
can jump into the spot where you have the name. Before that, you need to read whatever is before that. Got it? So
Yes.
see again, this is what? First one is
Got it.
till this
Subject complement.
It is a
Subject
compliment, subject compliment, compliment about Dr. Frank Longo, right? As chairman of the Department of Neurology and Neurological Sciences at Stanford University School of Medicine, he is the complement of Dr. Frank Longo, which is not required. Now he says, knows how destructive Alzheimer's can be. What is the emotion here? Let's highlight the emotions here. Annoyed, concerned, surprised, frustrated. He says how destructive Alzheimer's can be. Horrible, terrible. What emotion is expressed in this sentence, first sentence?
Frustrated.
If you have somebody at your home with Alzheimer's, how do you feel? Concerned?
No, frustrated.
Frustrated. Yeah, usually the feeling is frustration, right? You have concern, but the feeling here is how destructive means terribly destructive. It's not speaking about concern. Concern means you will speak about the person, right? Okay, now next, but that's a contrast word, right? So what does it mean? Immediately you have answer after that. Despite, more than, what type of sentence is this?
Complex sentence.
Complex sentence. So what you can eliminate?
Dependent
Despite more than a century of
clause.
research, that can be eliminated till here. So this can be eliminated because that is dependent clause, and inside the dependent clause, after research, including the testing of over 200 new drugs in the past 2 decades, that's again complement. So again, that is eliminated. On 2 grounds it is eliminated. There are still no treatments.
No
real treatment.
No real treatment.
What does it mean?
Annoyed.
Which emotion?
Frustration.
Frustrated.
Frustration. Again,
Lack
frustration.
of-
Yes.
Lack of
Yeah.
no real
Yeah.
treatment, lack of progress.
We have cured Alzheimer's in mice many times. Why can't we move that success to people? We have cured animals, mice, but we are not able to move it to people. We are not able to cure people. What is it again?
Lack
What
of
emotion? What is the emotion?
Frustration.
Yeah, that we have eliminated. However, again, contrast word.
Despite.
What does it mean? The answer is reiterated again. If ongoing trials, his new drug could be a critical part of finally things happen. If ongoing trials continue to go the way he hopes, which is not going now. Okay. So again, it's not going in the proper way. Frustrated. So ultimately, what is the answer?
D.
Gist says, the whole gist says it's frustrated. Again, you don't require those all gist and all leading all these things. But for learning purpose, I'm telling you, if at all you find something very difficult, when revisit the questions that you have skipped, you can understand these things. As soon as after the contrast word, you have the answer. Again, here after the contrast word, however, you have the answer. So you need not go into details for that purpose. So you see, first one, annoyed that certain Alzheimer's disease treatments are not approved for human use. Approving treatment not given. Okay, approving or disapproving treatments is not mentioned in the paragraph. Second one, drug LM11A31 may prove ineffective. Is opposite. The text says effective, this says not effective. Ineffective means opposite. Third option, cause of Alzheimer's not given. What is the cause of Alzheimer's is not given here in this text. So fourth one, lack of progress towards treatment. Correct. Lack of progress towards treating Alzheimer's. Frustrated by lack of progress. At the end also he says, if it continues, hopes, it's only a hope. So ultimately frustration. Reading for emotions. Hope that is clear.
Yes,
Okay.
Father.
Yeah.
Yes, Father.